All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight, guys. Appreciate it. For those that don't know, I was on 300 Warriors live stream. I think my mother Spark, Roman Prepper are on there as well. So if you guys want, you could head over there and watch that. Jason, WTC, Ken, the Ozark Prepper, thank you for the 5x5. Blind Survivor, Dave, Jason Smith. I am drinking whiskey tonight, but I'm going to behave myself. Dobie, thank you for the 5x5, guys. Let's Go Liberty, Adriana, Slim Shady, thank you for the 4x4. Vision, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. So, and it's thank you for the 6x9. I don't have a fan on. I have the window open. That's for sure. Thank you for the 6x8, Christian Prepper. Forrest Welding, thank you for the 6x8, Christian Prepper. Thank you for the 5x5. If that noise is bothering you, I'll just close the window. 25, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So, sorry, like I said, the reason why I was late tonight, or I pushed it to 10, was because I was on 300 Warriors live stream. And it should still be going on right now. But, yeah. It was a good time. So, a Scion, Wraith. I have Uncle Nearest whiskey. I didn't open it yet, right? So I have a bunch of whiskeys I have not opened, but I've had for a few years. And Uncle Nearest, I think I've had for 2 years now. Haven't opened it. And it's not like it's going to age any better, but yeah. Northern Girl, thank you for the 6x6. PJ Shankles. Is that how you say it? Thank you for the 5x5. Patrice, thank you for the 5x5. Shitty Prepper. I'm hearing more about Russia, but it seems like they're having internal problems, if I'm reading right. And yeah, shit's going to get real if those internal problems pan out to be anything, if that makes sense. So we shall see. We shall see where it goes, actually. It sounds like it could get crazy. The Crazy Suburban Prepper. I've never had Tin Cup. I heard it's good, but I never had it. Wolf Mule. I think, listen, Russia's had its own internal problems for many, many years. I've said this before in a couple of my live streams and videos. They have their own problem, and now it looks like it's coming home. So we shall see. Rolf and Dan, thank you for the 5x5. So it looks like it's going to get it's going to get a whole hell of a lot real, and nuking the rest of the world might not be our problem at this point. It might be theirs, but we shall see. We got to see what happens. Pete, yes, you're right. It could be someone worse, but from what I'm gathering, it might not be. But we shall see. Blue Steel, thank you for the 5x5. Worm, yeah, you're right about that. 3 years later, we'll probably be saying the same shit. I'm not worried about nukes flying. I'm not worried about what's going on in Russia. I mean, like, if there's a coup going on, him nuking the world is the least of everyone's problem, or the least of his problem. He's got to worry about being replaced, so I'm not worried about it, like, at all. You know. Wanda, I'm not in Sedona anymore. I'm back home. I'm back in New York. So, that's the other thing too. I might not be doing live streams for a little bit. I'll probably be on the road for the next couple of weeks. So, if I do any live streams, it'll be on the road. So that's it. Buffalo Trace or Wild Turkey 101? I would say Buffalo Trace. Absolutely. I had Wild Turkey a long time ago. I didn't like it. Take the statues down. But I had Wild Turkey a long time ago. Jason Smith. No, I do not. I do not think the CIA did this coup. Not at all. Because, like, what's his name said earlier, if this the problem with Russia is that they have their own. They're not easily influenced by the United States. Even the people that want Putin out probably hate the United States still. Just because there's a coup going on or a possible coup does not mean that these people are American friendly Not at all. Right? Like the guy said earlier, I forgot who it was that said it earlier, it could be somebody worse. It could be somebody who will launch a nuke. Or it could be somebody who's not looking to create this, who's not looking to rock the boat, if that makes sense. But that's not what I'm worried about. I mean, like I said, I saw some cool shit, and I was like, man, that's very interesting. Let's see where this goes. But hopefully it goes somewhere where it cools everything off and not makes everything worse. Because this coup could make shit a lot worse. And that's and that's why I guess everybody's watching so closely, because they're like, who the fuck's going to take over? How much worse can this get? Or could this cool things off? We don't know. Gene, if that is true, then that could be a problem. If they're pissed that he didn't use the nukes yet, which that doesn't make sense, because everybody knows that a nuclear war is it's a stalemate. There's no one wins, right? Like nobody wins, and Russia knows that. We know that. China knows that. So that would be a stupid way of thinking. And not that I'm saying it doesn't make sense. It would be a stupid way of thinking. What are you worried about exactly? The full awakening. Nothing. Because whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and there's nothing we can do about it. I refuse to worry about a nuclear war that might never happen or might happen in the next hour. I'm not worried about aliens or zombie apocalypse, because if it happens, we will deal with it. Whatever happens, guys, we're going to deal with it. Bottom line. There's no, there's no middle ground. You can't, we can't hem and haw about it, Nope, not at all. Listen, guys, this coup could very well be the World Economic Forum. This could be their thing to try to get Putin in line. Who the fuck knows? I do worry about spam making it into my pantry. That's probably the only thing I fucking worry about. If I open my pantry one day and it's full of spam, I'm like, how the fuck did this get here? That'd be like a fucking straight up nightmare. That's a nightmare. Opening up my pantry or going to my storage unit and find nothing but spam in there. That would be fucked up, actually. It'd be a fucked up dream. But yeah, as far as worrying goes, listen, guys, we could worry about a lot of shit, and then what? Nothing happens? I told a buddy that I might be going to Santorini in the next couple of, no Explorer, he would not be. I told my buddy I'm going to Santorini in the next couple of, in 2 months. In 2 months, hopefully I'll be in Greece, Santorini. With all of this shit going on, I'm not pausing my life because there might be a nuclear war. That I think is stupid. And I know people that do that. They're pausing their life because they think a nuclear war is going to pop off. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, man. I just think that's a bad idea. Jason, thank you for bringing up the Vespa hipster shit. So when I was in Sedona, I saw the craziest fucking shit in my life. I never thought in 1,000 years that I would see some shit that I saw in Sedona. Now, actually, I was outside of Sedona. I was on I forgot the highway I was on. 87, not 87. I forgot what highway I was on, but it was the highway that had the car fire. For some of you that saw my some of you that saw my Instagram, it had a car fire that we all got fucking stuck behind or in front of, depending on where you were. And so anyway, sitting on that road, they started letting traffic through after about an hour and a half. I see these fucking scooters coming up the road. And I had an instant flashback thinking I was in fucking New York. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So these guys are riding scooters. But they're riding scooters with those travel cases you put on motorcycles. Right, with like the saddlebags and shit. The scooter had saddlebags, 89A. Thank you, note. And so I'm watching multiple scooters come up the fucking highway. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? These guys have helmets on, full head helmets. They're traveling on their scooters, like motorcyclists that travel on their fucking motorcycles. You know, saddlebags, leather jackets on a scooter. Seriously? Anyway, it was like a Vespa gang, Brian. I've never in my life seen anything like. These guys are coming up here and they're waving at motorcycles. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? First of all, don't ever wave at me when you're sitting on a scooter and I'm on a motorcycle. Ever. I will hurt your feelings in a fucking heartbeat. I did it before with a guy. We're sitting at a light and I had my Harley and I'm sitting there, minding my business, mind you, waiting for the light to turn fucking green. I look over and this guy on his scooter with his girlfriend goes, I looked at him and I started laughing. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Take that fucking rainbow flag scooter and fucking beat it. I was like, you fucking kidding me? So anyway, these guys are coming up the road and they're fucking sitting there and they're like waving at the motorcycle. And the motorcycle's just staring at them. He didn't even fucking like, he didn't even, I don't even think he acknowledged them. He just kept fucking sitting there looking at them. Yo, these guys were fucking traveling in a pack. Like they would have fucking not that they would have beat me up, but if I would have started shit with them, they would have been smacking me till it's stunned. Because those were beta males. Listen, you're riding on a scooter thinking you're a fucking Billy Badass, you're a beta male. You know, riding on a scooter in the Caribbeans is fine, I guess. But yo, seriously, man, it was fucking bad. Herman Brown, thank you for the donation. But I couldn't believe this. They were coming up to, holy shit, man. I thought I was stuck in a dream. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why are we doing this? What's going on? I was waiting for someone to shake me off or wake up midway and I'm headed off a cliff in my car or some shit. I was like, it was fucking bad, man. It was just like they were traveling. But they were traveling, man. Like leather jackets, saddlebags, comms in their fucking helmets, because I could tell with some of the helmets they had on. And I'm like, who in the fuck is this? Yo, it was bad. And these guys are running down the fucking highway like they're fucking doing it. I'm like, yo, stop. Right now, stop. You know, but whatever, man. It was pretty bad. It was a nightmare. It's just like, what the fuck is that? I didn't even think that was a thing. Guys traveling in packs like that on their scooter. It was like beta male galore. It's like beta males as far as the eye can see. I was like, holy shit. I started rolling up my window. I didn't want that beta-ness to touch me. I started rolling up the window. I turned my AC off. I'm like, I didn't even touch the steering wheel. I don't want this shit. I didn't want them to see me move in the car. I didn't want to fucking smell the air they were smelling. It was bad, man. Milo, thank you for the donation. It was insane, man. It was like, holy shit. I just didn't think guys travel like that. I really didn't. You know, I didn't think anything of it. And then that shit happened. Anyway, back to what we came here to talk about. And tonight, so the Angry Truth is going to run right after this. I'm giving myself a 5-minute grace period, but I'm going to start it up right away because I got to go to sleep and do this shit again. Jankman1, thank you for the donation. Appreciate it as always. So, guys, what I fear is coming. The longer, guys, we see what's going on, I'm wondering if there's something else we are not looking at, or we are not seeing, or is not present in front of us at the moment. We are all worried about nuclear war and Russia and Ukraine and all this other crazy shit. And I'm sitting there wondering, is that even the thing that's going to get us? Or get most of us, rather. Sorry. Angryprepper's here. Thank you for joining us. Oh, my mother Spark made it. Thank you. So, I wonder, guys, if what we're looking at or what's happening is really what's going to take us out, if you will, or create a lot of hardships on us. Now, I know, guys, whatever hardships ahead of us, it's going to be long. It's not going to be some sudden shit. It's not going to be something that it's going to happen all of a sudden. I know a lot of us were hoping that something happened all of a sudden, but I don't think that's the case. This bad feeling in the air that's been lingering now, guys, for a little while. We've had this bad feeling, and it seems like it's getting stronger, but lingering at the same time. It doesn't seem like what's going to happen is going to happen fast. Though I do believe there could be a curveball that can fuck shit up. There's also that. But like the shit that's going on in Russia, that is like the least of my fucking worries. Again, if they're mad that he didn't launch a nuke, then we could be in for one hell of a fucking ride. We could be faced with a nuclear problem. Only because that blind Russian lady who was born blind or lost her sight. No, she wasn't born blind. She lost her sight when she was like 16 or some shit like that, and she was able to tell the future. She said that there would be a nuclear explosion in 2023. She didn't say nuclear war. A lot of people misinterpret that to being a nuclear war. So we shall see, guys, what happens in the next couple of months. If what happens in Russia turns out to be bad, right? Yeah, Escape from Babylon. She was right about certain things. She was wrong about certain. Baba Venja, right? That was her name. But yeah, she got a lot of things right. She got a lot of things wrong. But they said she's like 30% right. It don't matter, man. You only have to be right once. You need to predict something and be right once, and that's all it takes. You know. But again, that's just something that I keep in the back of my head. Am I worried about it? No. If her prediction is real, so be it, man. So be it. You know, what are we going to do about it? Can't cry about it, man. You know what I mean? All we could do is fucking pivot if and when something happens. But, I think we might see a slow turn of events, guys. That the slow turn of events, or the pot in a boiling, the frog in a boiling pot, syndrome. The problem with that is it gets people acclimated to the slow changes that we're watching. Now, some changes are sudden, and it's why you're seeing people push back on certain things. Right? Certain people are pushing back like right away, and they're like, no, we're not going to do this. We're not taking that anymore. We're not doing this. And the government's like, all right, maybe we did that too quick. Let's pull back, slow it down, and then see where it goes. That's a 50. I predict I'm not getting any tonight. Paladin 1, if you're watching me tonight, you're probably not getting any tonight. That's for fucking sure. When she was 12. All right, Jenny. Yeah, all right. I was close. 16, 12. Same-ish, you know. But anyway. Yeah, you can't compliment your way out of tyranny. That's for fucking sure. And that's what a lot of people want to do. They think by bending a knee that it's going to be easier, and that this... listen, we watched movies where people did that and it didn't work out in their favor, yet some people seem to think that if they go along, they're going to get along. Except for the government doesn't think that way. Or tyrannical governments, authoritarian governments don't think that way. They don't think, well, you know, as long as you do what you're supposed to do, things will be easy for you. It never works out in that never works out that way, because restrictions only get tougher. Jason, I would have said 95, but all right. Jason said 90% of Americans won't do anything about tyranny. I would have said fucking 95, but all right, whatever. She passed away in 86. Yeah, but they said her numbers were 30% because they rattled off a couple of other things she said that never happened. Though she could have just been wrong with the year. Who knows? But again, we got to wait and see, guys. The year's not over. It's only June. It's going to be July next week. So we shall see. You shall see what happens. Yeah, man. Furman, thank you for the donation. If I said that right. Thanks. But if... Now, again, a nuclear explosion... When I read that, I was thinking Ukraine. That's all I was thinking. I was thinking they're going to use something in Ukraine, and that's going to stalemate the world. Because the problem is, Ukraine's like the redheaded stepchild that no one really likes, but you sort of have to defend, you know? So, being that was it, if that happens, people are going to be like, it's Ukraine, you know? She died in 96. All right, she died in 96. Who gives a fuck when she died? The fact of the matter is, if her predictions about nuclear weapon going off later this year, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And the reason why it's going to be a problem is because I think it's going to stalemate everyone, and everybody is going to be scared and high alert. YouTube channels are going to blow up like you wouldn't fucking believe. You're going to see everybody tuning in to live streams and all kinds of shit about nuclear war. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a fucking mess. Sprite, I don't know, why'd you ask that? Are any of your channels on Rumble or someone by? Yes, I have the Angryprepper network on Rumble. So the Angry Truth and the Angryprepper both show up on there. Mr. Nobody, I don't think it'll be nuclear war. The only reason why I'm saying that is because this administration is scared. So was the UK. Everybody's scared. I don't even think NATO's going to go that far. I really don't. I think everybody's scared if a nuke gets let go. They don't know what the fuck they're going to do. My Mother's Spark, I'm drinking the Brennan's Irish Cream. It's really good. I'm almost finished with the bottle, by the way. But it's really good liqueur. But like I said, I'm not worried about it. Whatever the fuck happens, happens. If I wake up tomorrow and New York's glowing in the dark, oh the fuck well. Maybe I would have caught it too. But, again, that's not what I'm fearing. What I'm fearing is the lack of, the more control. Listen, guys, in the elite's plan, World War is not a part of it. And we're watching what's going on. And though nuclear detonation in a small country will absolutely whip a lot of people into shape, it will whip a lot of people into getting in line. Or a lot of countries to getting in line, rather, sorry. So that's going to scare a lot of people. But as far as the elites go, that's not part of their plan. So if that does happen, that is the curveball that I was talking about. But then again, it's not a real curveball because a lot of us see that coming. That's always the problem. So, again, guys, with the slow turn of events and people acclimating to it, there'll be less resistance and less people fighting back. A lot of you said, like Jason and a couple people said, somebody said 99.8% won't fight back. Maybe that's true. I think, guys, a lot of the shit that went down, they did this to see who's going to be the fighters and who's not. They already know who their fighters are going to be. And then they're eventually going to come after us. Or they're just going to come after us. I don't want to go down the conspiracy theory lane. At least not now. At least not when I'm drinking, anyway. So, guys, we're starting to see people become comfortable with being spied on, right? Again, I said this in my last live stream. You have these companies telling people, if you're not hiding anything, why wouldn't you want a security cam in your house? If you want to watch your family and make sure they're safe, why wouldn't you want a security camera in the house? First of all, well, how the fuck's the security camera going to keep my family safe? I watched a lady who was cheating on her husband in the room with another dude cheating on her husband. The husband came in and stabbed the guy 3 or 4 times. He pushed him off. The guy ran out of the room and probably out of the house. And the guy proceeded to stab his wife. And he stabbed her so many times that she died. Now, when I was watching that video, I was doing more analyzing than anything. And I watched this guy. I mean, he must have stabbed her 20-something times. And I watched her just become a flailing body. And I think he cut himself a couple times stabbing her. But I remember thinking, she's being stabbed so many times. And she was so scared because she got busted. And because he came in with a knife. She didn't think to grab his arms or push him off with the legs. Which I thought was strange. Chad, thank you for the donation. So, hoes being hoes. Yeah, but I was staring at it like, holy shit, man. There was so many outs for her. When the guy was getting stabbed, she should have gotten out of the bed and ran out of the house, stark naked and all, but she didn't. So anyway, security cameras in there watching this whole thing, and I am pretty sure that camera didn't protect that lady. All it did was help convict the husband. That's it. That's not protection. It's false ideology. Putting a security camera anywhere in your house is not going to protect your family. Will it deter some criminals? Maybe. But now that like 90% of criminals wear masks, it doesn't deter them anymore. They don't give a shit. There was a housewife, one of those housewife shows. Her house got broken into. Every last guy had a fucking mask on. And they were all black dudes. And how did you know that? Because you could tell how they were moving. But they all had a mask on their face. They ransacked her fucking home with all of the high-tech security shit she had there. Cameras don't fucking protect you. They don't even help a little bit. They just convict the person of committing the crime. That's all they do. So you'll hear security companies go, well, why wouldn't you want to keep your family safe? Are you hiding something? Why is that your go-to excuse? So, of course, now the government guys, they're going to start pushing security cameras in the home. You'll see. They're going to be like, well, if you're not hiding anything, why not? Don't believe that bullshit. That's a bullshit line. If you're not hiding anything. No, it's called privacy. Unfortunately, the elites want to get rid of privacy. The elites want to know every move you make. It's why they track your phones. It's why they track every conversation. Now, are they listening to every conversation? No, per se they're not. But every conversation is being recorded. Every text message is being recorded. NSA stores all of that shit. And then, if something happens, they backtrack. And they go, oh, well, he did say this on November the 3rd, 2 years ago. So that's likely the catalyst to spark his behavior. Oh, he said this. There goes the fucking the reason as to why he committed such a heinous act. So it does happen, guys. Paladin 1. Yeah, security companies are a joke. Especially when they start pushing that bullshit. Well, you don't need a gun. You just need a camera in your home. What? Does this camera shoot fucking rounds out of its... Like, why would that be... It is a false sense of security. And Justin, the crazy shit about that is they like to say that firearms are a false sense of security. I'm like, no, they're not. They're the absolute security. They're an absolute deterrent. You pull something out on somebody who's trying to attack you, they're going to think twice about doing it. Trekovich, thank you for that. I cannot pronounce your name. Trekovich. Hopefully I said it right. But yeah, so again, guys, with that, they want to be in our lives, man. They want every aspect of our lives. And I think that, like I said, what I fear is coming is the slow death of our freedom. Not the sudden nuclear war or EMP or an asteroid out of the sky. It's the slow, sudden death of our freedom. I think that is more heinous than anything that can happen to us. Because at least if a meteor strikes into us and we survive, or nuclear war goes down and some of us survive, we still have our own freedom and choice, and we could do what we want. If they take our freedoms away, there's nothing we could do with that. Northern Girl Hobby said, Jason, what's up? It's here, but it's not at the magnitude that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the absolute magnitude where if you do something wrong in your home, it's counted against you in your social credit scoring system, right? That's a complete, total loss of control. Once they start implementing that, once you start banging your wife doggy style, and they're like, oh, we don't like that position. Or the reverse cowboy, oh, we don't like that position either. That's what I'm talking about. You yell at your kid, oh, no, you can't do that shit. So again, we're not there yet, but we're definitely headed in that direction. That is a complete control. That's a complete loss of control. Yeah, like the Minority Report movies, exactly. Or RoboCop, even worse, right? So, listen, it's getting. I saw. I don't know. If it wasn't a meme. It was an article, and I should have downloaded the article. I'm gonna look for it. But some asshole politician said, "What was it? A 3 pounds of crickets is more nutritious than a pound of beef." And I'm like, I'm not a mathematician. I'm probably stupid when it comes to math, but obviously 3 pounds of cricket is going to be more nutritious than a pound of beef when you add more fucking pounds to the food. Like, that was the dumbest thing I ever heard. Who the fuck is eating 3 pounds of crickets to begin with? Like, seriously. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard. But again, they're playing off our stupidity. Some bug-loving assholes like, you heard that? 3 pounds of crickets is better. No, it's not. Pound for pound, beef will always win. Not 3 pounds of cricket. And if you're eating 3 pounds of anything, you got some serious fucking issues. You really do. I can't eat a pound of fucking beef. You know what that is sitting in your fucking... That's called death. That's called undoubtable cancer coming down the pipe. A pound of beef. Who the fuck's eating a pound of beef? But better yet, who's eating 3 pounds of fucking crickets? Yeah, I'm definitely developing a cricket allergy. That's for fucking sure. They said, they said you can't digest it, but people have been eating crickets for fucking ever. But now all of a sudden, because they do it in Thailand, we need to do it here? No, motherfucker. They did it there because they didn't have a lot to eat. This is why they ate those like when I was breaking that bug guy's balls, who was on the Tucker Carlson thing. He was like, well, people in civil. He tried to use that excuse with me. He was like, people in throughout history ate bugs. I looked at him and like, you know why they ate bugs? Are you seriously going to sit here and say that? He goes, well, they ate bugs because it was nutritious. No, dickhead. They did not eat bugs because it was nutritious. They ate bugs because they were fucking poor and couldn't afford meat. But this guy was trying to sound like fucking Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman said that. Other countries treat it as a delicacy because they're poor. They're fucking poor. They would lick dirt off the ground if they had to, just to eat. But anyway, so they're starting to use those idiotic excuses on why we should eat bugs. Because other people ate them. They seem to glue the pages in history together and why they ate them. Because there was something called a fucking famine. Whatever. So, with that, guys, with them wanting us to eat more bugs than meat, we might see people accepting the lack of food as a good thing for the environment. Meaning the lack of food, meaning the lack of pork, beef, and fish. Because they want us to focus on bugs. And people accept that. There are people accepting it now. There are people like, you know what, man? I'm going to eat more crickets than beef if it's going to help the environment. This is not going to help the environment. There is zero proof that it helps the environment. Like, zilch. Nothing. Nada. So, guys, for those of you that don't mind, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. How the fuck you want to... Moonsprout. That is the problem. That's the unbelievable bullshit that they're telling us. Now they want us to eat less meat, more bugs. They're trying to tell us that 3 pounds of cricket is better than a pound of beef. Some idiot out there right now read that article and goes, yes. No, man, it's pound for pound. A pound of beef is not... A pound of crickets is not more nutritional than a pound of beef. It just isn't. On no one's universe. But they're going to lie to the masses and tell people this, and people are going to believe it. We're going to see, I don't know, guys, we'll see in our lifetime complete takeover of people's thoughts. Though we have Elon Musk, who I do not trust, talking about hacking the human brain to help people walk and see. No way. Do I believe that for a fucking heartbeat? Absolutely not, I do. I don't believe it at all. Like, it's fucking, it's the worst bullshit. I think anybody who wants to hack the brain, and even if Elon Musk wants to hack the brain for good reasons, I personally think someone's going to use it for nefarious reasons. So There is that. Now, we had Obama just the other day stating that we should have digital fingerprints to counter misinformation so we can know what's true and what's not. Now, the digital fingerprinting is actually digital watermarking, and digital watermarking the source. It's called tagging the source to get rid of the source so that you can come up with your own source to erase the truth and promote the lie. So, do I fear people are on this road, going down this road? Absolutely. Now, the one thing about Obama stating that we should have digital fingerprints, he did say in the article that should be up to the people. But, yeah. He says, all right, and then Obama did say this. I found this to be interesting. Obama states he's been a target of deepfakes and predicts the next election will be far worse with the false information. So we're going to see more false information. And I said that before. I said that a couple weeks ago. I've said it a couple times. The next election is going to be a fucking riot. It's going to be bad. I think we're going to see a lot of bullshit in it, and we're not going to be able to know what's what and what's not. Especially if DeSantis starts making his way up the ladder, we're going to see all this bullshit come out of bottom. Now, again, I don't trust DeSantis, but we got to be careful of the bullshit to step in, you know. So that's definitely going to be a problem. Tony Blair also said digital IDs were going to be needed as well. So Obama said digital fingerprints. Tony Blair back in January said digital IDs. And he said digital IDs will help track illegal immigrants. Now again, guys, all of this being what I fear, because I fear losing our freedoms more than anything else in the world. I don't fucking fear any other catastrophe that can happen. What I fear is losing our freedoms and then being accustomed to the loss of freedoms. That's what I fear. I fear that a lot of people are going to get so used to being spied on, having your TV set look at you, having your phone listen to you all the time. Right now, guys, AI... Oh, let me tell you this fucking story. So, AI commercials listen to or tag what you follow the most on Instagram and tailor commercials for you. There was an AI app called Ask AI. And coincidentally, the Ask AI app commercial was how to create a dystopian story using Ask AI. And I was like, holy shit. So I'm talking to my brother, and as I'm talking to him about this app, it dawned on me. I was like, holy shit. This app tailored itself to my prepper IG page. And that's how they got me. And I was like, holy shit. Now, as far as using AI, guys, to make money, I tell people now, do it. If you can use AI to make yourself some extra coin, absolutely do it. Because when AI goes out of control, no one's going to be able to use it anymore. So if you're going to use AI, guys, use it to make some money. There's a lot of things being done with AI right now that's making people so much money. As long as you don't do, porn and shit like that. Now, listen, if you do porn, I'm telling you, just stay away from the child porn bullshit. You'll be fine. But if you're going to make money, guys, try to make money as honest and morally correct as you can. Let's put it like that. So, Tony Blair is requesting digital IDs to be also used for marginalized people. These two people using this request to use digital IDs and digital fingerprints for safety reasons. Everything, guys, the freedoms we're going to start losing because they're going to use safety as the aspect of why we should give up more freedoms. They did it with 9/11. We saw that dramatic change of freedoms being lost, privacy being lost, using 9/11 as a scapegoat. There was so many things wrong with 9/11. It was insane. And yet, we lost so much freedom. We lost so many freedoms behind it. Fear to control. That's the thing, guys. They're going to continue to fear. They're going to continue to scare people, the normies, not us, the normies. They're going to continue to scare people to lose their to lose their freedoms. That's what it comes down to. But now, interestingly enough, guys, there is a dark side to all of this shit, right? The digital IDs, the digital fingerprints. Like, there's a dark side to abortions and kids transitioning. You notice how here in the United States, they talk about abortion as a badge of honor. You should abort your kid because they don't talk about the dark side of the emotional imbalance you go through after having an abortion. And one lady did a TikTok video where she had an abortion almost 2 months ago, and she still feels guilty about it. Now, some people be like, it's just the hormones in your body. No, that's called guilt. That's called God, Jesus, your consciousness maybe, reaching out and strangling you for aborting a kid that didn't need to be. We have the same thing with detransitioning's going on. We have a lot of kids detransitioning. They don't talk about that dark side of transitioning. They leave it a fuck alone. But now more stories are coming out, and now people are speaking out against it. More parents are speaking out against it, right? So we are undoubtedly, guys, going to lose our freedoms because they're going to use safety as the number one reason why we should give up more freedoms. Something, like a lot of you guys said, something big is going to happen, and that's going to take more of our freedoms away. I think if a nuclear device goes off, whether that's here, and if it happens here in this country, it's going to be like in the middle of somewhere, some small town, or it'll be in the Ukraine, and it'll be a lesson for the rest of the world to learn, and we'll lose more freedoms behind that. But for us to lose more freedoms, we have to have another catastrophic event to happen. Now, keep in mind, guys, Tony Blair, who has close ties with the WEF, World Economic Forum, and WTO, I forgot what that stood for, wanted to introduce back in January a digital infrastructure to monitor people who took the arm ticket and people who didn't take the arm ticket. He was pushing this back in January. He is still pushing for digital society, digital infrastructure, digital fingerprints, digital IDs. Tony Blair is all about that. He is a mouthpiece for the World Economic Forum. So is Obama, apparently. Go figure. Biden's too stupid to figure it out. I don't think Biden's gonna fucking ever figure it out. He's toast. World Trade Organization. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mega, and thank you, Pishne. Can never pronounce your name right either, man. Anyway, thank you for that. World Trade Organization, right? So these two groups, they want these groups to have more control over people. When you have, guys, people who are supposed to work for the people, that is a problem. That is an undoubtable problem. When Tony Blair, who states he was for the people and he was going to do right by us, now wants us to give up more of our freedoms. Sorry. He wants to give us up more of our freedoms for what? So that we can be more controlled, so that there's more fear, so that people are scared more often. That is what this is all about. It's about scaring us to give up more control. And people will, guys. People will. A lot of people like, there's a coup in Russia. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care, but I am intrigued. And the name of the person mounting a coup against Putin is Yazenki. I can't even pronounce it. Prigozhin. That's what his last name is. Prigozhin. So, yeah, man. Is Wagner chief Prigozhin staging a coup? Well, they accused him of staging a coup. Looks like they arrested him. Well, here we go. And the U.S. is closely watching the situation unfold. Ha 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 ha. But they already got him. They already have him arrested, and Putin coup underway. Impossible to stop. That is very, very interesting. And this article, by the way, guys, came out in May. So this came out in May. Putin coup underway, impossible to stop, says Ukraine's military intelligence chief. Now, back in May, when this article came out, I remember people saying that the Ukrainians are full of shit. This is not happening. Here we are, a little over a month later, and it was happening. So some things you have to listen. Not that you have to believe it, but you just put it in the back of your head. But like I said, we shall see where this goes. I mean, again, I'm not worried about it. It happens. It happens. It doesn't. If it did happen, if it was able to materialize into something big, it would have turned out to a civil war. That's the other thing about a coup. People are like, oh, a coup is being staged, but that's a civil war. That's not a coup, because Putin has dedicated, loyal people, and this guy might have had dedicated, loyal people. So, but yeah, it didn't go anywhere. And they're probably going to hang this dude now that they got him caught. So, we shall see. So with that, guys, in 10 minutes, we're going to start the Angry Truth channel. That's going to be fairly quick tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about... So, tonight on the Angry Truth channel, guys, we're going to talk about, could AI rewrite the Bible? Now, that is something for a lot of you Bible thumpers. That is something you definitely want to start researching and looking into. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if they rewrite the Bible, all hell's going to break loose. I could fucking all but guarantee shit's going to go bad. Shit's going to go south when they rewrite the Bible. Because according to the Israeli professor that I can't stand, Harari is his name, Yuvoli, he says that if AI rewrites the Bible, it's going to be correct. I'm like, wait, what? AI is going to be correct? Yeah. It's going to look like a shit show. Oh, my mother Sparks like, I had AI do it. Smash the like button. Thank you. But that's what we're talking about tonight. Is a new holy war coming? That's something we should definitely be paying attention to. Not a nuclear war, not an EMP, another holy war. Now, I read this article, man, and I was like, what the fuck? It's bad. What do you think? Hogo, I'm on the fence with RFK just because there are things I like about him, but there's also things he said, and I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Like, listen, guys, when it comes to politicians, you're not going to find a politician that you like 100%, right? Like, I don't like Trump, but I like a lot of the shit he's done. That being said, I would vote for Trump again, but I don't think Trump's gonna I don't think he's gonna survive this lynching. I really don't. It'd be hard for him to survive it. 37 fucking federal charges. There's no way he's fucking surviving that. Don't get caught up in the LARP. The LARP. I like that. No, I didn't see AI Jesus, but I did hear a month ago they had an AI church sermon. And it was an AI voice that was holding a sermon for non-believers. So, listen, guys, if the right AI is in charge, the right AI can absolutely start some shit. Absolutely. And if the AI starts some shit and starts a holy war, What if AI starts instructing people to do shit? What if AI turns into the new Jim Jones or David Koresh? That's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the Angry Truth channel. Now the other thing too, guys, about control, climate change. They're beating the climate change drum. I believe there is climate change, but I believe that it's Earth's process, right? Earth does this climate bullshit all the time. I think Earth does its own natural heating up, cooling off all the time. I don't necessarily think we're the cause of it. Now, pollution in the air, we're the cause of that? Absolutely. That's without a doubt. We got so much chemicals in the air, it's fucking insane. Like I said before, we have forever chemicals in the air. We put that in the air, right? We're cutting trees down at an alarming rate, which is causing less oxygen to be cleaned. The fucking Brazilian rainforest. The Brazilian rainforest, guys, you know how big it used to be? If they dropped you in the middle of the Brazilian rainforest, it would have taken you 3 months to get out. They drop you in the middle of the Brazilian rainforest now, it takes you anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks to get out. 12 weeks to 2 to 3 weeks. And the rainforest is still fucking huge. Still big. But just imagine. 2 weeks to get out is a long fucking time, and a lot of bad shit can happen in 2 weeks. But 3 months, 12 weeks to fucking... So absolutely, we're adding to the bullshit of this planet. But are we causing it to die? No, absolutely not. Just a planet doing its fucking normal planet shit. It's just Earth being Earth, doing its Earth things, you know? That's all it is. But a lot of people want to sit there and beat the drum that we're causing it. Therefore, we have to stop eating meat. We have to start driving electric cars. We have to start fucking putting more solar panels and fans and, windmills up. You know, we have to start... We have to stop eating fish because mercury levels are so high, we're going to die. All this bullshit that they're running on us, that's bullshit. That's all bullshit. I mean, listen, according to science, Manhattan should be underwater right now. Or a large part of it should be underwater. We are not underwater. Casey says the world is flat. Read your Bible. What? Yeah, I do need a new chair, right? This thing is fucking peeling. This chair is like 20 years old, by the way. 20-year-old chair. Still comfortable for 20 years, but the faux leather is fucking peeling off. But Janine said I was wrong. What was I wrong about? Like, guys, if you said I'm wrong, can you elaborate on that? Just a little bit? Just a tad. Oh, God. You know what's funny about the Earth being flat? It's like if you just look at the pattern of the sun and the way it moves, it tells you right then and there that it's not flat. But leave it to flat earthers to fucking, whatever. Leave it to them to not, rationalize or just look at the fucking sky and go, well, why is it moving in such an arc fashion? Oh, shit. Because it's round. Anyway, stupid me for thinking that. Jeanette said she did. Did you? You said, why was I wrong? Well, shit jumps by so quick. Oh, we are causing it. Yeah, we're causing some of it, not all of it. Not to the point where we got to stop eating meat. That's not us. That's the fucking Earth doing its thing. Plus, methane getting released from the ocean, which they don't talk about much, which I'm wondering why they don't. But supposedly the Atlantic or the Pacific is releasing methane gas, not at an alarming rate, but at a rate that's concerning, according to scientists. Jeff says, do your research. It's flat, dummy. Jeff, you're the dummy here, because only an idiot would believe the Earth is flat. Like, seriously. Like, only an idiot would go look at the moon and all the planets in the solar system and go, those are all spheres, except us. You got to be a complete retard to think that this is flat. Retarded. Like, not Forrest Gump retarded, but like simple Jack retarded. You know? Like fucking Tropic Rain, Tropic Thunder, simple Jack retarded. You know? That's how stupid you gotta be to believe that this planet is flat. Seriously. The fucking sun moves in a way that tells you right out of the gates that it's a globe. But yeah. Tiger said, and they let flat earthers vote. Yo, it's just crazy how convicted they are about it being flat. Like, that's the crazy shit. They're like, it's flat. I'm like, prove me wrong then, man. Like, prove me fucking wrong. Everything suggests that this is just standing on a planet and looking at the sky and looking at the way things move. You're like, yeah, it's round. If it was flat, things would be moving around us. Everything would be plane and moving around like this, right? No, it's arcing. Arcing suggests we're in a globe. But there are flat earthers that also believe, the morons they are, they also believe that the sun is moving around us. I'm like, what? The sun's move? Yo, if the sun starts moving, we got bigger fucking problems, man. Holy shit. If that thing is moving around us, we are fucking screwed. You know? Somebody, Ben Simmons, says, you have been deceived. No, you've been deceived. Yo, matter of fact, go drink some fucking Kool-Aid and lay down next to Jim Jones, please. Seriously. Lay down next to him with your fucking Kool-Aid. My mother sparked. You know what? That division was caused by an idiot, though. Like, it wasn't like the government didn't set that up. It's morons who don't believe that. Like, yeah, NASA does lie. Absolutely. The sun rotates, not moves. There's a fucking difference. You know what? I don't know why I'm getting into this. It's a dumb thing to fucking, argue over. It's like, you could fly these people into space on SpaceX, and they'll be like, no, that's not real. You guys gassed us to believe that Project Moonbeam or whatever, Blue Beam or whatever the fuck it is. It's like these people are just like, they just don't want to accept reality. And then the problem is, yes, NASA does lie a lot. Absolutely. NASA lies out of their ass. There's a lot of shit they're probably hiding from us about the moon as well. Still doesn't change the fact that we are on a globe. That's the fucking, again, a flat earther, I'm like, yo, so is Saturn flat? They go, no, that's stupid. I'm like, all right, is the moon flat? No, dummy. Okay. Is Jupiter and Venus flat? No, you idiot. But planet Earth is. So they said globe, flat, globe. You know how dumb that sounds? Oh my God. NASA is only CGI. You're CGI. You're probably a Russian bot at this point. Now, Laughing Doves, the landing on the moon part, I have I don't want to go into this realm, but I have my my reservations about that, about landing on the moon. Just because there was a lot of things about landing on the moon why it wouldn't have happened and why we haven't gone back. And when recently, in the last 10 years, Obama said, we're going to start going back to the moon again. And NASA was like, no. And then they ended that going back to the moon shit. There's a reason why we can't go back to the moon. There's a reason why I don't think we can even land on the moon. But whatever. That's a conspiracy theory. Don't want to get into that. Slim Shady, that's the problem. Now, Tracy, thank you for the heads up. Online subscriber, like I said, I have my reservations about it. Jason's a closet flat earther. Yes, you're on to me. Laughing Doves. So here's real quick before we go over to the Angry Truths channel. The reason why I don't believe we landed on the moon, because there's a lot of evidence suggesting we haven't. 2, Russian cosmonaut said Russia didn't land on the moon, nor did China, because of the radiation belt. Now, the moon supposedly has precious elements on it, or they were looking to mine precious elements on the moon. If we were able to land on the moon, how come Russia didn't land on the moon? How come China didn't land on the moon and claim their spots? Right? So we were the only people to land on the moon, and the Russian cosmonauts said why we couldn't, because there's a radiation belt. Now, you said you meant the astronauts that have. I believe the astronauts were hypnotized and or brainwashed. But again, that's a conspiracy theory of mine. And there's a lot of evidence that suggests we never landed on the moon at all. But if you try to understand why we never been back to the moon, and they were talking about, I think even Biden said they wanted to go back to the moon. We can't. We can't. There's a dome fragment. What? But again, it's just a theory. I don't know why. You know, after watching a couple of documentaries and then realizing why we haven't gone back to the moon. Right, so bone density is another thing they do lose because of weightlessness, right? And that astronaut who was up there for a year, the one that just came down, he definitely lost bone density. He should have. He shouldn't have been able to walk correctly. Like they had him walking. They had him walking when he landed or some shit. I'm like, that's impossible. There was no way he could have walked with being in space for a year. But no, Laughing Doves, the radiation belt. So there's a radiation belt that you have to go through to get to the moon. And that radiation belt would have killed them. That's what the cosmonaut was saying. Now, when you look in space, you can type in radiation belt and it's there. NASA doesn't even hide it. So how do we get to the moon to go through that radiation belt that would have killed anybody going there? But again, part of me doesn't think we did, and part of me thinks we did. But it's one of those things that I don't lose sleep over either. Not like the flat earthers. They fucking cry themselves to sleep. The earth is flat, damn it. Fuck Angryprepper. I hope he dies of ass cancer. Laughing Doves. Here's a couple more things I'm going to say about planting the flag and all that stuff. There's only one satellite, or maybe two, on this planet that can look at the moon. Looking at the moon's surface is restricted by telescopes. So telescopes cannot look at the surface of the moon at a certain magnification. Why is that restricted? Look that up. You'll see that it's true. And you'll see that only the one telescope that can look at the surface of the moon is owned by NASA. So again, look into that. But like I said, Laughing Doves, it's my opinion that we didn't land there, right? But I don't know. We'll never know. Buzz Aldrin is still alive, you know, but I think they were brainwashed. Maturing candidate kind of shit, you know? You say shit to them like NASA, moon boot, mud pie, you know, and then they fucking like, oh, we landed on the moon, you know, like that kind of shit. Ben Simmons, I don't know everything, but I know that we live on a globe. So anyway, guys, good night. Thank you. We'll see you guys, some of you guys in the Angry Truth channel. Later, y'all.